Hello, crafty friends. My name is Jessica, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I have a card for you from inspiration from a reel that I saw on Instagram. I will link the Instagram below, but her name is Polyhill1313, and the reel was a really beautiful, loose watercolor technique, and I'm going to try to recreate one of the reels that I saw from her. To get started, we're using some watercolors that I have had on hand for quite some time. This is an extremely low budget friendly palette that I picked up at my local Hobby Lobby. It looks like it was $15 for 24 tubes. And I'm pretty sure I've had this palette for a good 10 years, probably. And what I did is I recently put it into this travel case, but it is one, very inexpensive, and two, I hardly use it. But after having the inspiration from that Instagram, I pulled it out and we're getting to work. So in her reels, she does this splatter technique and then wipes it away. And her product is very loose and forgiving, lots of playfulness and a lot of fun. So here I'm just trying to get the most appealing wash. I'm trying to build the color while still keeping some layers of the splatter in there and just trying to make sure there's some beautiful texture while also keeping it very light at the top. I definitely want a little bit of an ombre, not full on well blended ombre. I do want some fun and texture. And so I'm just trying to keep it loose, but not too loose, if that makes sense. So that's what we're going to be spending our time here doing. Now, one thing I noticed about these watercolors is they dry back very differently. So here the colors are all very bright and fun. And then I'm going to go ahead and dry them off camera and they're going to look not so vivid. So that goes to show that cheap and inexpensive isn't always the best for getting the best results. If this was a higher quality watercolor palette, it probably would look a lot better. But look, we definitely got some blackish tones. Where did that bright purple go? Yeah, definitely different, but that's okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. I know it looks a little rough, but don't worry. We're going to go ahead and mix up some white splatter and or not splatter. We're going to go right into the florals. And I'm doing these really just like loose petals. I This is how her reel looked and I really liked it. We're kind of doing this like upshot of florals. You'll see when I start adding in the stems what I mean by that. But I'm just layering them everywhere. I am using a Liquitex gouache for this. And so while it looks like it's not picking up the color, it is a little bit, but I did dry the panel well enough that that color is not reactivating in all of the places when I'm doing these. It is in some instances it's reactivating, but I'm just letting it dry a little bit, and then I'm going to go back over with a little bit thicker. So because I'm going to be adding some stems onto these florals, I'm keeping them all in a similar band across these panels. This panel is large enough that I'm going to be making two cards out of it, but I'm wanting to make sure that I keep the florals kind of all in the same area. Now that I've laid a sufficient amount of white flowers, I went ahead and added a little bit of the watercolor to the existing white color that I already had. I had achieved a consistency that I was really happy with. And so I took one of the colors that created the background with and added it in here to get this kind of dull pink color that we have here. Now I'm not going in as heavy. I am overlapping a few and then just really making sure that I have a nice little field of poppies. I think they kind of resemble to me, or just some sort of flower. I went ahead and added a little bit of red, and we're also going to be adding in these a little bit of a different textured floral here. And then I added water, and we're going to go ahead and splatter, splatter, splatter. I had enough. I'm sorry I'm off camera, but I added a little bit of water to just the white part of it. And then I went in and added a little bit of water to the pink. So I'm definitely splattering both the pinkish red there at the end. You'll see here up close. So I've got the two different colors of splatter. I have the two different color of florals and then the one that's a little bit more free spirited. And then we're going to go ahead and dirty it up or add just another playful dimension with distress paint and black. I'm making sure that I'm going really heavy at the bottom and then just misting the top because I want to create a lot of the focus on the bottom of these panels and make it more heavy to leave the top light and airy. And now time to create the florals. I'm using a really old pen that I've had in my stash for a couple years. It's a Prismacolor. It's got a pretty decent size nib on it. And all I'm doing is adding a little bit of a base to the floral and then pulling that stem down. I'm not doing it straight. I'm trying to give it a little bit of a wave just because we've got a lot of movement here at the bottom. And I'm also making sure that some are leaning a little bit more than others and some are straight up. Just trying to make it look organic, not so placed, but just really having a loose hand when I'm drawing those lines down and a little bit loose when I'm creating the bases. It's the fun about this panel is just relaxing, letting go, really just letting the creativity flow and not really care how precise and perfect everything looks. So this panel is 5.5 inches tall because I knew I wanted to at least create 2 cards with it. And I know I want to have a decent border of white around these little panels. So I do end up trimming them down quite a bit, and we'll see that here in a little bit. I do use a die cut rectangle to do that to ensure that they are precise. And we're just going to wrap up, finishing up here, adding the stems. I'm really loving the way that this looks. It was so fun to create. I was so happy to stumble across this Instagram for this inspiration. What a stunner. I'm actually happy that the purple wasn't quite as bright as it was before I dried it. I'm really loving this moody dusk scene that we have going. So now we're going to go ahead and create the sentiments. I pulled out an older set from Simon Says Stamp, and this is a good time to let you know that all of the supplies are linked below and in the description box, and they are affiliate links. And what that means is if you click with me and do a little bit of shopping, I do receive a small commission at no additional cost to you. However, I will not have my watercolors linked because one, they are unavailable on Simon Says Stamp's website, who I'm an affiliate with, and two, they are extremely old. And I'm sure we all have watercolors within our stash that you could easily create this technique with. So I'm going to go ahead and heat emboss this really quick. I decided on a black background with a white embossing. I thought that would pair nicely with the florals that we have. And I'm going to go ahead and use the coordinating dies that come with this set. I love this set because it has that playful mixture of cursive and then the addition of the print. And I thought that paired really nicely with this very fun, whimsical garden that we created. You'll have to let me know in the comments below if loose watercolor is something that you enjoy doing yourselves. If you have anything, I'd love for you to send them to me in all my social medias. I love to see what you guys are creating. So be sure to subscribe not only to my channel, but see me over on Instagram and be sure to give me a follow and so we can share all of those lovely things that we end up doing. So I went ahead and trimmed these panels down to 4 3/4 by 3.5. That's going to give us a really decent white border. And before we do that, I wanted it to be just a little bit darker here at the bottom, just to add a little bit more drama, dimension. So I'm using some distress ink to add on that black little moodiness towards the bottom. And then I'm going to use a cleaning cloth to clean off any of the white splatter that the ink might have got onto, just to kind of freshen it up as best I can. The other thing is I use an anti-static powder, and sometimes that can linger, and I like to use a microfiber cloth to clear that off. So like I said, I trimmed these down to 3.5 by 4 3/4, and we're going to go ahead and pop the panels up. I like doing that, especially when I'm adhering straight to a card base to have that little bit of dimension between the two. And Altenew foam tape is my absolute favorite tape to use for these background panels. It's the perfect dimension, just the right amount. It's a little thicker probably than most people would like. It's definitely thicker than the Not Your Mama's from Simon Says Stamp, but it is my absolute favorite. I stock up every Black Friday because it goes on sale. So I did make a vertical and horizontal version of these cards. It's just the way that the panels kind of fit. I wanted to show the uniqueness and how you can get two different cards out of one panel and how different they look. Here on the horizontal, we definitely cropped down a lot of that sky and eliminated a lot of the yellow and really focusing on those florals. Where the vertical, we're getting a lot more of that quote unquote sky scene, and it's just lending a different feeling towards the cards. So I decided to pick out the two sentiments that I wanted to use here. I did choose the I really like you and sending you my love, I believe is what this one says. And I'm using Simus's stamp foam strips to go ahead and pop this sentiment up. This is probably the more tedious way to pop up sentiments. You could very easily continuously cut out the use the die cut for these sentiments and adhere a couple layers, maybe 3 or 4 of them to get a little bit of an easier lift to your sentiments. This one was a little more tedious, but it's what I had on hand. As you can probably hear, I am filming when my family is awake and my dog is down here. So I have life that's constantly happening. And so this was one of those things where I needed to kind of speed up. This was easy for me to do. I didn't want to walk away from my desk. As you could see, I had a little hand. And so this was easy for me to do. I don't mind cutting all these little tiny pieces. So now we're just figuring out where the sentiment goes. And we've already placed the first one, and this is the second one. And that's going to be the cards for today. I decided to leave them very simple. Thought about adding some gems, but I just really loved the way that that stark black and white sentiment paired with these cards. And absolutely love this technique. I'm hoping to do more of this in the future. It was a great way to get my mojo back and get to creating. So that's the cards for today. Thanks for joining.